Crime Stories. Cases of Unjust and Justice. The 3rd of April 1978, Lynn Siddons, aged 16 from Derby Town in England, went missing from her home. She lived with her grandmother and had gone shopping in the day, but she had not returned by 10 o'clock that night, so her grandmother called the police. After a lengthy search, the police suggested she had run away as there was no sign of her and the case was closed as a runaway. The Siddons family started up their own search, and as it was a Saturday, a football match had taken place that afternoon, and put out if any of the fans saw Lynn that afternoon or a young girl of her description, but they never had any leads that day. The next day her body was found near the Mersey Canal with 43 stab wounds and an attempt to strangle her, but her death was recorded as drowning in a puddle. Mrs. Siddons then remembered that Lynn said that she might meet a local boy named Roy Brooks, nicknamed Fitzroy, who was 14 years old. Roy was soon arrested and charged with the murder, and Roy admitted to killing Lynn. As the investigation furthered, the boy retracted his statement. He now claimed that his stepfather, Mike Brooks, killed Lynn Siddons and set him up. The boy said he spoke of Jack the Ripper and stabbing women. He claimed he was set up and told him to get Lynn alone and he would follow them, and then he would attack Lynn. If did not, he would kill his mother. The boy was released and the case was closed, but the police did not question Mike Brooks. With the case closed, the 14-year-old boy Roy Brooks meanwhile was taken into care for protection. It was official now that no more inquiries into Mike Brooks, the stepfather, was going to happen, so the Siddons family in despair went to the press. The newspaper did its own investigation into the case, and with a 2-page cover report with the headline, "Who Killed Lynn Siddons?" with a leaning to how the police did not arrest the stepfather Mike Brooks and questioning the law system, but there was no response from the police or the accused stepfather. But Lynn's family would not give up to prove Mike Brooks murdered Lynn Siddons, that they thought did so. With the continued despair of the Siddons family and the feeling that all was against them, the grandmother of Lynn one Sunday received a phone call from Mike Brooks' wife. She said that Mike was with a girl and she has had enough of him and that she wanted to talk. Brooks' wife later for 4 hours spoke to the Siddons lawyer. She spoke of her husband's fantasies of stabbing women, and one night he snapped and said, "If you must know, I did kill Lynn and enjoyed it." This information was put to authorities once again, and with the press, but all failed. The Siddons now harassed the Brooks out of despair, and were fined for their actions. The Siddons felt there was no hope, and frustration continued. In 1983 Brooks moved location and changed his name, but the Siddons soon found him and heckled him and would not take defeat. A new inquiry into the case by the police was pushed yet again in 1985, but the director of public prosecutions stopped it. The fight seemed fruitless for the Siddons. In 1989 the Siddons' legal advisor suggested suing Mike Brooks for assault in the civil court, as Brooks had lashed out in the Siddons' hassle of him, but yet again rejected, but won on an appeal, but all they got was £27. Brooks claimed that it was jealousy why his wife said such lies about him. Only in 1996 was Brooks found guilty. The bravery the Siddons held for justice is astonishing in the 18 years they fought for the murder of Lynn Siddons.